Matibay ang kawayan. Iyan ang sumpa. Hayaang ipaghampas-hampasan ng unos, lumangoy at magpaanod sa baha. Pigilin ang hininga at baka malanghap ang bangkay na naaagnas. Tiisin ang gutom ng sikmura na kahit sa papuri ay hungkag na hungkag. Kalimutan natin ang kasakiman na sa kabundukan ay nagpapatag at nagbabago sa daloy ng hangin at dagat. Kalimutan ang Pangulo na mainit ang ulo at sa sariling pulong walang pakundangang lumalabas. Kalimutan ang ayuda na higit na bumabagal sa ating paghihintay. Yumuyuko at umiindayog sa hangin ang kawayan. Ngunit kami ay tao, tao lamang. Balat at tugo, luha at buto. Ipagpaumanhin ang galit at pusong nagpupuyos. Naghahanap kami ng katarungan sa gitna ng dalamhatit pagluluksa, sa aming di matapos-tapos na dalamhatit pagluluksa.
During the first wind, not so fast. Now the seawater comes up. We'll go there. That house. We'll run over here. With the times we're running, everywhere the trees are falling down. We'll run. Ready. The water comes in. There.
How high was the water here?
That area is a very small tide, very low water. If the Typhoon Yolanda comes from high tide, maybe the water come over there.
If a tropical storm like Damgo was so destructive, it's hard to imagine what happened during Super Typhoon Haiyan, also known as Yolanda. With wind speed as high as 300 km per hour, Yolanda is one of the strongest typhoons ever recorded in history. After days waiting for it, on November 8, 2013, as Yolanda finally made landfall in the Philippines, the people on the little island of Bantayan didn't quite know what to do. Nobody had ever heard of the term storm surge before, and when that morning the sky started shooting water like bullets, the only available option was hide and hope. More than 6,000 people died in the few minutes Yolanda made landfall in the Philippines.
So what was this, living room?
That's our, and this part is our kitchen. The next one, the CR.
So all that was in the house is there now. How old was the house? When was it built? 22 years?
Yes. Oh, can I mix your coffee, huh?
Yeah.
Despite being relatively undamaged compared to other places such as Tacloban, Bantayan Island, once known for its lush scenery, will take months and years to fully recover from Yolanda. NGOs from all around the world flew in, trying to help rebuild, bringing precious cash to an island where average hour salary is less than $1.
How much does it cost one house like this?
16,800. No, not including the labor.
Pinalit mo niya. Pinalit niya tao. Ipalit. Matudamo-damoy nagmay ba?
Naghatag ba? Sino naghatag yun?
Bisan sa inyo lang ang makadunit mas bisan sa inyo lang makatag.
Bisan sige.
After such disasters, a commonly used word is resilience. Resilience, the ability to spring back into shape, to adapt, to resist, to rebuild. However, if forced to face daily harsh survival conditions, disaster response is just an empty word. If you have to buy cheap tools and materials because you don't have enough money to invest, every year you will have to build a new house. Instead, if you build well and are able to use proper tools and techniques, the new Yolandas won't be as deadly.
Almost 90% of the farm in Bantayan is totally damaged. And 2 days before the typhoon, we prepared. We survived because we prepared.
Coconut tree
It's falling down.
is our house.
This is at your house?
Yes. Then the rope is what then we deploy the rope.
Were you afraid?
It's not a matter of climate change alone, it's a matter of development. In an island affected by widespread poverty, corruption and poor education, let alone its isolation from urban areas, the community is a sort of enlarged family, a series of clans that unite the people. In Filipino, this sense of solidarity is called bayanihan, and it's probably the first word any foreigner here should learn. It means working together for the common good. However, a foreigner is still a foreigner, and many NGOs might end up creating a degree of dependency on foreign aid, rather than enhancing resilience and sustainable progress. Going around Bantayan, it's a never-ending display of affection and thank you to NGOs. The work, though, cannot be left to them alone, but also to the people who have to start building more resistant structures, including emergency shelters.
My house, there was no destruction because my house is concrete. And the people will go there, they're hiding my house. Barangay, they are favoring to their supporters. The others, they will not give.
Of all the NGOs trying to do this on the island, and they are many, one is particularly interesting. It's called Back to Sea, and can count on Alan Monreal, a man whose charisma seems to shake up a fragile community. Alan was a mercenary in Iraq, as he likes to remember. He was securing areas in so-called transition, making it possible for NGOs to operate there. Now he's on the other side of the fence.
These are fishermen, their wives, their whole families. They've lost their boats, houses, sometimes family members. Their livelihood depends on a sea that's been badly damaged during years of illegal fishing, and now Yolanda. Back to Sea tries to develop alternative livelihood systems for them, raising funds that it forwards to the fishermen.
How close do you want to be?
As close as possible.
people were asking me because why am I doing this? I've got no fishing background or anything. It's because of a personal reason, and that is because I love seafood. I'm a businessman. We run a resort. So I've been telling people and even the government when they ask when can the tourism industry recover, I told them simply, the tourism industry can only truly recover when our communities has recovered too.
For now, we are planning to go to the city to buy the net for fishing implement and the engine also. Here in Bantayan, we have no stock for fishing implement and for the engine that the fisherman requests.
Bantayan is also known as the egg basket of Cebu, the second biggest city in the Philippines. In the aftermath of Yolanda, so many animals died that they were sold in bulk, already dead. Coconuts, chickens and tourism are the main incomes of the area, while fishing suffers from a lack of coordination among the fishermen, who, instead of reaching out to bigger, richer markets, prefer to sell the fish at a lower price on local markets.
Because eventually what we need to do is to look at the value chain in the fishing industry and make sure that the fishermen will have an active role in each step of the chain. So we will do social enterprise. We will make these fishermen eventually like businessmen so that they can manage their community resources.
Leading fishermen to organize themselves while telling them not to overfish is not easy. One part of the job is supporting activities such as seaweed plantations, where families can earn enough to make up for the decrease in fishing. Also, growing seaweed is a deterrent against illegal fishing, because fishing boats would harm the seaweeds if they operated here.
Pati ito, seagrass, di ba?
Alan's dream is ambitious, but sometimes he finds obstacles along the way. By local administrators, afraid that he might have a political agenda, and by the narrow-mindedness of a handful of community leaders who just want the money with no commitment.
Be focusing our energy, our effort in helping people who will help themselves and who will help their fellow fishermen. It's kind of sad because there were already a couple of barangays where we came in and introduced the Back to Sea project, but the folks wouldn't want to organize. They basically just want a dole out, and if we tolerate that, I mean, how can we make a difference? It'll just be the same old, same old. We can only help those who would organize and help themselves. They should be united because it's so much easier to rise up. This is the family that I was telling you about. Husband Mandino. He smashes rocks for a living. So that's to big rocks and to small like this one. And at a good day, he'll be able to smash about 8 sacks. And then a sack will cost, he can sell it for 20 pesos. So on a good day, he can, earn at least 160 pesos a day. And he's got a wife and several kids, and that's basically his way of living. So I kind of talked to the guy, and then he told me about his predicament. An NGO gave him materials to build a temporary shelter. Unfortunately, he's an informal settler, meaning he doesn't own the land where his house, the damaged house, was on, and he's being asked to leave, to evacuate by the landowner. So I posted his predicament on Facebook, and thankfully there's another local family here who responded, and now he's got his own house, moved the family over here, and the power of social media. Ordinary lang yung plywood nyo, no? Hindi na rin. The husband also found a job for repairing a house of an expat living here. I think the first 2 weeks after Yolanda, it was kind of hard, and seeing all of this destruction, I thought I was already hardened up, you know, having seen war here in the Philippines and spending more than 7 years in Iraq, you know. And sometimes I just have to pull over, you know, with my bike and then just basically wipe away the tears. It is just so much okay. It is just so much different when you actually know the place. So you have a link, an emotional attachment. Yeah, seeing these kids, you know, I mean, they deserve a better future. And we just gotta make the people realize that, hey, come on, it's time to wake up.
As a new storm season starts, now all residents will know that it's not enough to be resilient, and that climate adaptation cannot be enforced from outside alone, but also from the community itself.
It's very crucial that we only go to these barangays who will actually unite and organize into associations. Because we want to empower them, but at the same time, they have to do it themselves. We cannot spoon feed them. This is the damage assessment from the barangay, which basically has got number of persons, the name, the address, type of damage, materials needed, cost estimate, the type of fishing implements, and then the cost estimate again. Now we have our staff validate this by checking on this and confirming it through a validation. So they document and validate this. So like Mr. Juan Giganto, he's 53 years old, the name of the wife, how many kids, what is his fishing practice. So he's into squid fishing, other sources of income or skill. He's also a carpenter, so we identified skill also. Then the damage, so it's partially damaged and he was able to fix it. And then we even take photos of the fisherman holding a placard with his boat right next to him.